This is Tony Hendrick with Painting Spirit, and today I'm going to talk about rhythm. Last night I had the word soften come to me when I was asking myself, well, what am I going to talk about tomorrow morning? And this morning I woke up at what my body was telling me was 4:30 instead of 5:30. And I thought, maybe I should talk about routine. And as I was contemplating all of that, the word rhythm came to me. So that's the one I'm going with. I thought it was a good topic for today. The time change and everybody feeling the rhythm of life. Pulsating through them. At least for me, I was feeling it. And so what do I mean by that? Well, one of the nice things about something like the time change, changing things up in life, is I become aware of life pulsating. When I was a kid, I think probably in my early teens, driving up north to a vacation, spending a vacation with a family we hadn't gone on vacation with, seen occasionally, family my dad worked with, the father of the family, had a couple of boys similar age to my older brother and me, and so it was a fun vacation. And what I remember from it most is, well, on the trip up there, up north, long trip, I must have had a new Walkman or something, because I don't know, the memory kind of just sticks out to me listening, having my headphones on in the car. Walkman. Really dating myself. Listening to my personal music on the way up there. Tuning into my own personal rhythm inside of me. And the fun memory of that vacation for me, there was several actually, but when we got there, the waves on Lake Michigan were huge. The water was pretty chilly because we're up north. I have no idea what time of year it was, but the water was chilly and the waves dramatic. And I just remember having so much fun in those waves. It was I think it wasn't a sandy area, it was kind of stones, so it really felt the stones underneath the feet. Kind of hurt your feet, and the waves were dramatic, and just the whole experience, I felt so alive. This weekend, I think I told everyone I started a project a couple of weeks ago now. I think it's been a couple of weeks now, and it has occupied a lot of my attention, and part of that was arranging an area in my garage to store some equipment. And so for a couple of weeks now, I've been thinking about it, and it's been something I've definitely wanted to get done. And Saturday afternoon, I'm finally planning on finishing it up. I've been working on it here and there. I drive down to the garage, park the car, and the sun is just shining through the window. It's a little chilly outside still. And all of a sudden, next thing I know, Marianne's tapping on the window because I had fallen asleep in the warm sun, and she laughed. Finished everything up yesterday morning, and all got done. I guess I bring that story up because I think we're all in tune to the natural rhythms of life. We're not always aware of it. So when something happens like a time change, we kind of hit up against the natural pulsing of life that is pulsing through us. And if we recognize it, if I recognize that, instead of going into the complaining and criticizing, soften into it and appreciate. Being aware of that energy. I'm going to kind of get into the energy of this painting now. See if I have more thoughts about rhythm that come to me. Just wanting to, I don't know, that word soften is, I think that's such a key word. I'm going to see if I can soften this painting up a little bit. I'm going to bring a soft brush in, see what happens. Working wet on wet. It's a little bit of a tricky thing to get some soft blending happening. And a little painting like this, where I'm putting all this paint on in 15 minutes, but sometimes having that little bit of softness within the painting can make a big difference. I tend to get dramatic with these. I don't always pay attention to these little parts of painting that can make a painting pretty interesting. Just exploring different brushes right now. See if I can get some of that softness going on. Add a little interest to it. And again, I'm just playing around, seeing what comes out of this. Kind of tuning into the rhythm of life, moving through me. Just that little bit of softness, I think, kind of created some space back there. You know, softening a painting like this too starts to catalyze the drying process, so the paint can get kind of gooey. I don't know if it's going to happen within the time period that I'm working on it, but if I continued to play around with this, the paint would get this nice gooey consistency to it. And then there's all sorts of interesting things you can do with it as you're working on it. So I'm working on it. All right, now that I got some of that softness going on there, let's move back into it. Use some thick medium here. Maybe I can get the paint to lay on top. Just working with that thick medium can make some interesting things happen too. That's all clear. What I just put on there has a little bit of a, that Elmer's glue white quality to it, but it dries clear. Now that I put that on top, maybe I can go over it with some. That gets the paint to sit on top again. Play with some of the translucency of it. I don't know what it's going to dry like, but I kind of like that. Not knowing. I got that green, put some yellow into it, maybe a little more of the white, see what happens. Again, this is all just about playing with the paint, seeing the way it behaves. Really liking this white today. I don't know, maybe it's getting in those pastel-y spring colors. Yes, the rhythm of life is all around us. Softening into life allows us to feel it a little more easily. We're all kind of wanting, I think, is a feeling of a coherent feeling within. I think that coherency is all about working with the rhythms of life. Riding the wave, I guess. That's what it's called. So, allow yourself to feel the energy of life this week as your body adjusts to the new rhythm. Soften, breathe. Breath is a part of the whole rhythm of life we belong to. Pay attention to it. Get out your brushes. Play around with life this week. I might play around with this painting a little bit longer. We'll see. But we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.